Okay, good morning again to everyone. Welcome, Vice Chair, board members, interim CEO, staff, members of the public. I will just remind everyone to please silence your cell phones and other electronic devices. If you're a presenter, please speak directly and loudly into the microphone, and also ensure that the light is green before beginning to speak. Thank you for your cooperation. Vice Chair, there are no members of the public wishing to provide comments. As such, we may proceed with the regular calendar. The first order of business is which to adopt a motion to adopt the minutes of the regular meeting held on Thursday, March 30, 2023. Do I have a motion? Vice Chair. Thank you. Seconded by?
Gavin.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Thank you so much. Vice Chair, would you like to make any remarks?
Good morning, everyone. Glad to see everyone here. Hope all is well and everybody's anticipating the summer. Perfection is something that everyone would love to get to. I'll settle for improvement. And that's exactly what this agency is doing right now, improving. So thank you very much for all the hard work that you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Interim CEO, would you like to make any remarks?
Yes, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Happy spring, happy Thursday. I just wanted to give a brief update to the board and to members in the gallery about the state budget. Last month, I presented that we were hopeful that we would be getting some money to replace the ERAP money that we did not receive under the state's ERAP program. As you've probably read in the paper, we still do not have a state budget, so we are still hopeful. We remain hopeful, but we do not have any particular updates about whether or not we will receive the funding that we requested on behalf of our tenants. So stay tuned, and I'm hopeful that next month I will have a positive update. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now proceed to the calendared items 1 through 23. Item 1, Roseanne.
Good morning, board members. I am Roseanne Pison, Deputy General Counsel in NYCHA's Law Department, and I am presenting a resolution to update a previous resolution having to do with our FOIL process. I oversee the unit that responds to FOIL requests, and just to summarize this resolution, it updates the NYCHA Law Department's address, which has changed since the previous resolution. It updates the days and times at which people can either pick up their documents that they requested under FOIL or can present their FOIL requests in person to correspond with when the law department receives legal process. There's a new fax number that we have, which is in the resolution. And we also have emphasized in this resolution a shift that we noticed prior to the pandemic that was accelerated by the pandemic, which is that almost all FOIL requests now come in by email. And we respond to them by email as well. So that is the first method of submitting FOIL requests that is listed in the resolution, but we also have other options for people in accordance with law. Finally, the only other change here is that since titles have changed at NYCHA, it's the CEO rather than the chair who now responds to appeals of FOIL requests. And that's basically it. Any questions?
Thank you, Roseanne.
Thank you very much.
Before we proceed to item 2, I just want to note for the record that Member Wolf is not in attendance. Item 2, Marco Acevedo for Keith Grossman.
morning, board. I'm Marco Acevedo, Deputy Director with the Elevator Services and Repair Department, or ESRD for short. I'm here to explain about resolution for $2,843,100. Under this agreement, REMS will provide the authority with the services, including but not limited to the installation, replacement, or maintenance of the monitoring devices, critical alert distribution, message distribution systems, monitoring report distribution, multi-end user cloud monitoring portal for on-demand access and all updates and to any software. REMS shall grant the authority royalty-free worldwide license to use the licensed software for 1 year. Software monitoring system operated, maintained, and available to the authority, cloud-based elevator remote monitoring system. Provides live conditions of elevators and displays conditions through proprietary software and technology installed on each elevator controller. There is a total of 835 elevator devices, cars at 50 developments that will be connected to the services. When performance of services requires REMS to be present on authority property, REMS shall provide all protection necessary for all material and work, whether in progress or completed, and whether incorporated in the project or not, against injury from any cause, and shall place and maintain all necessary and proper guards, lights, and other protective devices for the prevention of accidents and for the protection of workers and the public. REMS shall post danger signs, warning against the hazards created by operations under this agreement. REMS shall observe all laws and regulations of the municipality in relation to keeping open passageways and protecting the same where they are exposed and would be dangerous to the public. REMS solely manufactures the monitoring devices and develops the software. As such, the devices and software are not open to modification by other vendors or third-party providers. Therefore, REMS is the only vendor that can provide the necessary upgrades to the REMS manufactured monitoring devices and the necessary software upgrades due to proprietorship. A vendor name check dated March 2nd, 2023 was vetted by the Procurement Ethics and Vendor Responsibility Department, which found no issue to preclude the award. Therefore, the Elevator Services and Repair Department recommends that the members approve such board resolution and permit the agreement to be executed in accordance with the authority's bylaws, delegation record, and other applicable authority procedures and documents pursuant to the foregoing terms of this board resolution and such other terms and conditions as the general counsel or general counsel's designees deem appropriate.
Questions? No. Thank you.
I have
Vice Chair.
In the past, I recall that there was a particular monitoring device that weren't on the old elevators. And then, I forgot, maybe about 2-3 years ago, they began to start putting them, but not as sophisticated as the ones that we're putting in now. My question to you is this: moving forward, are you going to go back to the old elevators and install this new protection while you're moving forward with the new elevators that are coming in?
Good question. So yes, the old previous system was called LiftNet, not necessarily REMS, and we are modernizing those systems as well. That's part of this same resolution where we are upgrading them and incorporating that software into the REMS monitoring program, so they'll all be conveniently accessed through one portal.
And it can be accessed from afar?
Yes, it's remote monitoring.
Okay, thank you.
No further questions? Thank you, Marco.
Thank you all.
Item 3, Sergio.
Good morning, board members. Good morning, board members. I am Sergio Paneke, NYCHA's Chief Procurement Officer. I'll be presenting item number 3 for your consideration. Item number 3 seeks authorization in the amount of $10 million to enter into an agreement with Vic J Industries Incorporated for the purchase and delivery of wooden kitchen cabinets. With the board's approval, the agreement would commence April 2023 and continue for 3 years through April of 2026. The competitive solicitation received 10 bids, and the 6 lowest and responsible vendors were deemed viable for award. 5 awards were approved at the January 26, 2023 board meeting, and this award to Vic J represents the 6th and final award under this solicitation. Vic J has provided NYCHA with approximately $2 million worth of materials over the past 2 years. Given this proposed contract is for goods, a Section 3 plan is not required. A vendor name check was approved by the Procurement Ethics and Vendor Responsibility Unit on March 8th of 2023, citing no issues to preclude award, and that vendor is deemed responsible for a contract award with NYCHA. Therefore, the Supply Management Procurement Department respectfully recommends that the members approve this award resolution. Are there any questions? Sir?
Who do I need to speak to with regards as to what does it take to get cabinets put into your apartment, new cabinets? What is the catalyst that would allow that to happen?
Hello, thank you for that question, board member. If a resident has an issue with their cabinets and thinks they need new cabinets, they would call in a work order to the CCC or through the My NYCHA app, and the maintenance worker would come and evaluate the situation, determine if it's the cabinets or the wall or what needs to be replaced, and then sequence that placement if necessary.
There's a lot of units that the cabinet hasn't been changed in 40 years.
Yeah.
So that's basically a question that I have.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Usually the cabinets are replaced as part of plumbing jobs or leaks and other issues in the unit. But if there's a specific issue with the cabinet hanging or anything loose on the cabinet, they should definitely call in to make sure we can replace and secure that.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
That prompts another question. When we're doing a change out, when someone's leaving the apartment and we're doing a revisit of the apartment, I assume we would check if we think the cabinets should be replaced at that time, but not automatically.
Absolutely, as part of our turnover process,
Yeah.
the cabinets are almost always replaced. Obviously, if they're in good condition and still useful, we keep them as much as possible, but it is typically an item that has to be replaced as part of the turnover.
Super, thank you, sir.
Any other
Okay.
questions?
Thank you, Sergio.
Thank you.
Items 4 and 5, Dan Green. Dan will first move into the record the quarterly temporary suspension report for mold and ventilation related contracts. This report was previously provided to the board.
Okay, good morning, board members. My name is Dan Green. I'm the Senior Vice President for Healthy Homes, which includes the LED program. So I'm here today with 2 contract modifications. The first is for an authorization to ratify a contract capacity increase for an IDIQ contract awarded to AGD, who is a certified lead abatement firm, and they are performing certified lead paint abatement in occupied and unoccupied apartments. And this is requesting to ratify that contract capacity increase in order to add additional funds to fund the remaining life of the contract, which expires on August 19th, 2023. And that's in the amount, this change is in the amount of $1.8 million. AGD is a certified woman-owned business.
Proceed.
The next item, similarly, is item 5, and this is a authorization to request an amendment to Board Resolution 19-5/29-6, which authorized the entering into 3 IDIQ agreements with 3 firms for lead paint inspections, quality assurance services, and XRF services for an initial 2-year term with a 1-year renewal option. And this is for the vendor Athenica, which is a certified lead inspection firm. They are also a women-owned business. And this change is an amendment for requesting an amendment for $2.13 million to fund the additional service, the time period of the contract, which runs through July 14th, 2023.
Okay. Paul?
So Dan, thank you so much for providing the report, and I just want to recognize how amazing this progress is. The level of activity that has happened since we began, which is just not very long ago. If you look at this, I just wanted to acknowledge it, and I think everybody has a copy of it, but it just kudos to the team.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, we actually relocated over We're over 1,000 families now, so about 1,037 families have been relocated for lead abatement in their apartments. We're relocating about 45 to 50 families per week, and then abating their apartments and then doing the restoration work and returning them back. So far it's been a good model, and we hope to continue in that.
And just the volume of the abatement period is just amazing.
It's a lot, yeah, it's a lot. We're doing an average, I think we did 395 abatements in March, and we're averaging like 305 abatements per month this year, between occupied and vacant apartments.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Dan, you are moving the aforementioned report into the record, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Item 6 through 16, Angela.
Good morning, board members. I am Angela Gatson, Vice President of Operations for Bronx Property Management Department. I will be presenting items 6 through 16 for your consideration. Item number 6 is for plumber services. This resolution is to ratify the award and IDIQ contract between the authority and R.J. Bruno Incorporated. This is a 3-year IDIQ contract with 2 one-year renewal options to be exercised at the authority's sole discretion. This is for various developments citywide. The amount is for $5 million. R.J. Bruno indicated on its Section 3 hiring plan that the total estimated labor hours is 1,000, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 250. Item number 7 is similar to item number 6. This resolution is to award an IDIQ contract between the authority and Watson's Plumbing, Heating, and Building Services Incorporated. This is a 3-year IDIQ contract with 2 one-year renewal options to be exercised at the authority's sole discretion. This is for various developments citywide. The amount is for $5 million. Watson's Plumbing indicated on its Section 3 hiring plan that the total estimated labor hours is 2,000, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 500. Item number 8 is for regulated waste removal and disposal. This resolution is to award this requirement contract between the authority and Emergy Clean Incorporated. This is a 3-year requirement contract with 2 one-year renewal options to be exercised at the authority's sole discretion. This is for various developments citywide. The amount is for $1,678,933.30. Emergent Clean Incorporated indicated on its Section 3 hiring plan that the total estimated labor hours is 13,440, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 3,360. Item number 9 is for painting services. This resolution is to approve a contract capacity increase to this emergency IDIQ agreement with Sergeant Sammy Constructions Incorporated, subsequently amended for an initial 2-year term with 1-year automatic renewal option to increase the not-to-exceed amount in order to fund the continued provision of services during the remainder of the initial 2-year term and the 1-year renewal option term. This is for various Queens Staten Island developments. The requested amount is for $932,359.96. Sergeant indicated on its Section 3 hiring plan that the total estimated labor hours is 7,076, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 5,560. Items 10 through 12 are for inspection and testing of fire standpipe and sprinkler systems. These resolutions are to include contract capacity increases to these 3 requirement contracts awarded to Richards Plumbing for initial 2-year terms with 3 one-year renewal options to increase the not-to-exceed amount in order to fund the continued provisions of services during the remainder of the initial 2-year term and the first 1-year renewal option term. Number 10 is for various Brooklyn developments. The requested amount is for $1,157,122.19. Number 11 is for Bronx developments. The requested amount is for $1,043,478.41. Number 12 is for various Manhattan developments. The requested amount is for $1,455,943.62. Richards Plumbing indicated on their Section 3 hiring plan for Brooklyn that the total estimated labor hours is 7,447, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 1,862. Richards Plumbing indicated on the Section 3 hiring plan for the Bronx that the total estimated labor hours is 6,715, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 1,679. Richards Plumbing indicated on its Section 3 hiring plan for Manhattan that the total estimated labor hours is 9,370, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 2,343. Item number 13 is for grounds maintenance. This resolution is to ratify a contract capacity increase to this IDIQ contract awarded to Max Builders Incorporated for an initial 3-year term with 2 1-year renewal options to increase the not-to-exceed amount in order to fund the continued provisions of services during the remainder of the initial 3-year term. This is for various developments citywide. The requested amount is for $1,500,000. Max Builders indicated on its Section 3 hiring plan that the total estimated labor hours is 450, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 113. Items 14 and 15 are for similar janitorial services. These restorations are to ratify a contract capacity increase to this emergency IDIQ agreement with New York City Disinfection Services Incorporated for an initial 2-year term with 1-year renewal option to increase the not-to-exceed amount in order to fund the continued provisions of services during the remainder of the initial 2 years. Number 14 is for various Brooklyn developments. The requested amount is for $1,500,000. New York City Disinfecting Services indicated on its Section 3 hiring plan that the total estimated labor hours is 14,889, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 3,722. Number 15 is for various Bronx developments, and the requested amount is for $3,796,000. New York City Disinfecting Services indicated on its Section 3 hiring plan that the total estimated labor hours is 49,076, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 12,269. And finally, item number 16 is for janitorial, general cleaning, and debris removal for move-outs and fire damaged apartments. This resolution is to ratify a contract capacity increase to this requirement contract awarded to J.B. Handa Construction Incorporated for an initial 2-year term with 1-year renewal option to increase the not-to-exceed amount in order to fund the continued provisions of services during the remainder of the initial 2-year term and the 1-year renewal option. This is for various Bronx developments. Requested amount is for $2,520,000. J.P. Handa indicated on its Section 3 hiring plan that the total estimated labor hours is 1,741, and the Section 3 total projected labor hours is 435.
Okay, appears to be no questions. Thank you very much, Angela.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Items 17 through 19, Oliver. Oliver will first move into the record Asset and Capital Management Division spend update and its quarterly temporary suspension reports for elevator modernization, heating plant, and waste management contracts. These reports were previously provided to the board. Do you so move? Yes?
I move to put that into record.
Thank you. Items 17 through 19.
Good morning, board, colleagues. Alva Osterwin, Vice President for Project Management. I'll be presenting items 17 through 19. Item 17 seeks authorization to award this contract to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, P&K Contracting Inc., for roofing replacement and rooftop structure renovation at Twin Parks East Site 9 in the amount of $1,888,261. The scope of work includes but is not limited to removal and replacement of the existing roofing system and related work, including asbestos and lead abatement. The contract term duration is for 5 months and 29 days. Of the 7,900 total estimated labor hours, 1,975 are Section 3, which represents 25% of the overall. Item 18 seeks authorization to award this contract to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, Roma Scaffolding Inc., for roofing replacement and rooftop structure renovation at Clinton Houses in the amount of $12,211,000. The scope of work includes, but is not limited to, removal and replacement of the existing roofing system and related work, including asbestos and lead abatement. The contract term duration is for 1 year, 5 months, and 24 days. Of the 38,000 total estimated labor hours, 9,500 are Section 3, which represents 25% of the overall. Item 19 seeks authorization to approve a change order to the contract with Scuzzo's Plumbing and Heating Corp. for gas piping replacement at Wagner Houses in the amount of $1,210,300. The original contract scope included the gas piping replacement at 20 of 22 buildings and was awarded in the amount of $6,887,000. During construction, Con Ed reassessed its prior ruling and notified the authority that gas main services for 16 buildings needed to be replaced due to the faulty valves and the deteriorated condition of the piping. The scope of work that was not included in the original contract drawing includes the installation of new gas main services, including trenching, site protection, site restoration, and other related work. This change order work commenced March 13th of this year and is continuing through December 30th of this year. Because this is a change order, a vendor name check is not required, and Scuzzo's will be hiring one Section 3 employee.
Yes, no questions? Thank you all.
Thank you.
Items 20 through 22, Edwin.
Good morning, I am Edwin Mendez, Deputy Director of Energy Programs within the Asset and Capital Management Division. I am here to present on items 20, 21, and 22, in which we respectfully seek authorization to award 3 contracts to the lowest responsive and responsible bidders in the amount not to exceed $10 million each to provide services for steam distribution repairs at various steam campus developments across the portfolio. The scope of work included, but is not limited to, repairing and replacing various components of NYCHA's 2-pipe steam distribution systems, including steam traps and associated pipe. We received 9 bids for this solicitation. After reviewing each bid and conducting post-bid interviews with each bidder, NYCHA Sustainability recommends awarding 1 contract to the 3 lowest bidders. DDS Mechanical Plumbing and Heating Corp., Building Efficiency Services Corp., and AWL Industries Inc. 3 vendors being awarded all have experience working with NYCHA on similar scopes of work for both KNCM and HMSD. The contract term duration is 3 years with 2 one-year renewal options to be exercised at the authority's sole discretion. Because this is an IDIQ contract, the bidders made different assumption about the quantity of work that they would get from these agreements, and that resulted in different estimates for the total labor hours. DDS Mechanical Plumbing and Heating Corp. submitted 41,600 projected labor hours, 10,400 projected for Section 3. Building Efficiency Services Corp. submitted 36,008 projected labor hours, 9,002 projected for Section 3. AWL Industry Inc. submitted 1,037,280 projected labor hours, 34,320 projected for section 3. Are there any questions?
Thank you. Does the steam replacement generally take a long period of time? Is there risk to residents? I just wanted to get a sense of the process of a replacement.
So this is for both basement and apartment steam traps.
So,
Basement steam traps, they can do, depending on access to the the areas and the size of the development in a relatively quick time. Apartment stream traps, we have to gain entry, and that can take time, but we work with property management, postings, and a lot of engagement to allow us entry into the units to try to access each and every single radiator within the apartment. There's no danger, the steam is off when this process takes place, usually in the non-heating season. So we're able to do the work in a safe manner to.
And you do it in off-season?
Correct.
Yeah, super, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Edward. And item 23, Patty.
Good board members, my name is Patty Viras, I'm the Chief Information Officer at NYCHA, and I'm presenting on behalf of the Information Technology Department. I'll be presenting item number 23 for your consideration today. This item is to enter into an agreement with Dynatouch Corporation for new self-service kiosks and associated professional services for the period commencing on April 27, 2023, and continuing through April 28, 2028. This includes an initial 2-year term and 3 one-year renewal options for a total not to exceed amount of $5,204,921. This contract covers the removal, recycling, and replacement of our current fleet of 142 self-service kiosks devices under the direction of IT. Dynatouch will deliver and install kiosks at various NYCHA locations, providing professional services including installation, configuration, maintenance, and support of the kiosks. The disposal of the older devices will be completed by a certified NWB vendor. The kiosks located at the property management offices and the walk-in centers are configured for residents to access NYCHA's self-service portal, where they can scan and upload various documentation to submit and complete their annual recertifications to the kiosk, as well as to conduct other NYCHA-related transactions. The new devices feature an enhanced design and are fully compliant with the American Disabilities Act, Section 508. The ADA compliant technology features include an easy access keyboard and amplified speaker. Privacy enhancements will include a privacy screen built into the monitor and a privacy barrier placed at each location to help protect residents' personally identifiable information when they're using the kiosks. The new kiosks are more user-friendly to support those residents with limited computer skills, and they especially benefit residents that do not have computers in their homes. They also provide a much easier and faster user experience by permitting users to scan documents in batches, which has been a complaint with the current devices. Since their original installation in 2017, our current kiosks have over 770,000 user logins and over 5.5 million pages have been viewed. IT has observed significant improvements in the average session time for residents using the new kiosk due to the updated technology and configuration. The contract was procured via competitive solicitation with the selection determined by an evaluation committee. This proposed agreement with Dynatouch will enable the authority to improve support for ongoing business functions and new initiatives. Thanks, I'm happy to take any questions.
There are no questions. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
Before we get to approving the items, let the record reflect that the following reports are hereby incorporated into and made a part of the record. 1, the quarterly temporary suspension report for mold and ventilation related contracts. And 2, Asset and Capital Management Division's spend update and its quarterly temporary suspension reports for elevator modernization, heating plant, and waste management contracts. Vice Chair, 23 items were presented for board approval. Do I have a motion to approve all 23 items?
So moved.
Thank you. Seconded by?
Gavin?
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Vice Chair, being that all matters before the board today have been addressed, may I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So move.
Is that the Vice Chair again?
Yes.
Okay. Seconded by?
Austin.
Thank you. Austin. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. None opposed. The recorded end time is 10:39 a.m. Thank you all. The next NYCHA board meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, not Thursday, Wednesday, May 24th, 2023, at 10 a.m. in person in this room. See you then. Thanks all.
Thank you.